Hello and welcome to a journey of clarity, a personal exploration of getting in tune with yourself and in tune with others with your host, Dr. Natanael Costea. This is a journey of emotional and spiritual awareness, of discovering what life truly means, and a clear shift from an ego-driven world to a meaning-driven world. I believe we can become more in tune with our thoughts, our emotions, and our spirituality. And as we do that, we will make better decisions, have deeper connections, more fulfillment, and even more joy. This is a bit of clarity. Good day, Natanael here with episode 40. We've got 12 more episodes, 13 in fact, 40 to 52. And in this final segment, we will focus on relationship management. Until now, we looked at self-awareness. We did 13 chapters on that. Then we did self-management. So it had to do with ourselves, getting in tune with ourselves. Another 13 modules on that. And then in the second half of 2021, we looked at social awareness. And now we look at social management. It's spring here in Australia, and we're coming towards summer soon. And we look forward to summer because we've had a long winter with a lot of rain and quite cold. But we love Australia. It's a good place to be. And once the borders open more and more gradually, I hope you can come across and visit this beautiful Southland of the Holy Spirit. Today we will speak about influence. Influence. In relationship management, we want to have influence. You know, there's actually people who are called influencers. You know, there's a title now, there's almost a job title to become an influencer. So it's very important in relationships to know how to influence people. Now, you'll say, well, why do we need to manage relationships? Well, we're social beings. We live with people, unfortunately or fortunately. I think it's beautiful that we live with people, and humanity is beautiful, and we have, I know at times it doesn't look so beautiful because there's so much evil out there, and it's true, but it doesn't change the good of humanity. It doesn't change the fact that we are beautiful in so many ways, and if we get better at our relationships, we will have better lifestyles, and everybody will have a better life. And we all have relationships. We have to live with people. We have to have relationships. So getting to know how to deal with people and how to deal with relationships is very, very important. Especially because you will have a wife or a husband who you will live with. Most likely you will have children and parents and relatives and in-laws, and then the circle just expands to neighbors and second cousin, third cousins, and colleagues at work, and you know, your circle just expands and expands, and you get to know many people along the life's path. So managing relationships is vital. So today we look at influence, understanding influence, and persuasion. Persuasion, because these are closely linked and often confused. Influence is having a vision of the optimum outcome for a situation or organization, and then without using force, manipulation, or coercion, motivating people to work together toward making the vision a reality. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So it's what you desire. What's the vision for the optimum outcome, and how you can bring people together in the best way, in the most motivational way to get to that outcome that is influence. Well, you saw me reading. Yes, we have show notes. If you're not aware, if you haven't traveled with us on this journey before, you can download those from eq.org.au. Persuasion, on the other hand, is presenting a case in such a way as to sway the opinion of others. So in influence, you are motivating people to come with you in the vision, but in persuasion, you are not manipulating, but you are swaying the opinion to make them see things your way. You make people believe certain information, or you motivate them to make a decision. Persuasion generally achieves compliance. People will comply with you even though at times they don't want to. Influence involves trust and relationship, where persuasion deals more with solid facts and figures, which are manipulated to get the desired outcome. When it comes to influence, your reputation is your best asset. So when it comes to influence, influence is made on trust and relationship. That's the basis of it. People go with you because they trust you. There's an element of togetherness. Yes, I will come your way. The vision you've set out for me, or the outcome you've set out for me, or the result you've set out for me is what attracts me. In persuasion, you talk more about facts. Well, if you come this way, you're going to get here. You will make this money if you invest now, if you buy now, if you do this as I say to you, if you do these measurements, you will get to this. It's based on you do this, then you get that. Whereas with influence is an invitation on a journey based on trust and relationship. We will make it no matter what. Now, it's important to understand both of these, influence and persuasion, because influence is what you want and persuasion is what you don't really want, because at times you will have to use persuasion as well, especially in sales. But influence is greater because when you have influence, people will come back because they know you're a visionary. They know you will always be truthful with them. There's a mutual respect relationship there. There's mutual trust. And that loyalty that is built is lifelong, is not just for a transaction. So persuasion is often transactional, whereas influence is relational. Some characteristics of influential people. Now, in your relationship management, you got to understand what makes you influential and how you can become influential. So I've put some traits here, 7 traits or 7 characteristics of influential people that you can identify with and hopefully you can apply in your life. Number 1, vision. Influential people have big dreams and vision, and everything they do is a step towards making it a reality. So if you want to become a person of influence, make sure you know what you are living for. You know the why of your life, you know the vision that you have, whether it's in a personal setting, in a family setting, or in an organization or company setting. Vision is very important. Number 2, clarity and consistency. Influential people can communicate their vision with clarity, and they take pains to avoid contradiction or hypocrisy, and they do it over and over again with reliance and consistency. Man, I want to be that, and I believe you do as well. So not only are they very specific and clear on their objective, but they hold on to it. They are consistent. They live up to that objective. They live up to that direction. Their life, they say, this is the fruit that I want. And, they produce that fruit in their life. It's not something that they talk about and that they don't live by it. It's not hypocrisy, it's not contradiction. They are consistently producing what they're talking about. They do what they say. They are reliable, they are consistent, and they carry on over and over again that which they've planned. So clarity and consistency is very important for influential people. Number 3, listening. Once again, we come back to listening, and you've heard me talk about listening before, how important listening is. Influential people listen. They don't just influence by saying, they influence by listening. They ask questions about the other persons and really listen to what they say. This is the best way to get someone on their side. If you want to get people to listen to you, you must listen to them first. If you want them to agree with you in some way or another, make sure you hear them out until they empty out. You don't have to agree with them, but you have to listen to them. Okay? 4, keep cool. To get people to listen to what they say, influential people remain calm and composed. Don't get into the emotion. Don't get sucked into their perspective, into their world. Remain calm and composed. This impacts positively on how people perceive them and whether they listen to what they say. So rather than just reacting to whatever is happening in that social setting or in that discussion, you remain calm, composed, and you just say it. You respond in a gentle way, in a very firm way if needs to be, but you're not unbalanced by the other views. You are keeping a cool head in the whole discussion. Number 5, adapting. Influential people understand that their message is constant, but the medium is evolving. So the environment is evolving, but their message is firm and consistent and constant. They adapt to new technologies and approaches in order to change with a changing world and stay relevant and effective. For example, for us here at Emotional Intelligence, the message is pretty much the same. We want people to get in tune with themselves and in tune with others. But throughout the years, the way we deliver that content, that message has changed. At the moment, we're doing podcasts and videocasts. Who knows? We'll probably get into artificial intelligence next. But we're evolving, we adapt to the technologies to get this information, this content to people out there. 6, ease. They put people at ease by inviting contribution and interactions. They inspire and excite people and foster a culture of trust and loyalty that drives the business forward. They form teams that back each other up. So they make it easy for people in the sense they allow fluidity, they allow things to gel together. They bring people at the table, they collaborate, they discuss, they chat, they interact, they inspire, they excite people. They foster a culture of loyalty, of trust. They are trustworthy and they build that culture wherever they are. So this is the sort of people that you want to have in your circle, and this is the sort of people you want to become. And number 7, keep communication going. They don't stop. They are expert communicators that excel at cutting through the noise and keeping everyone on track. They make sure everyone gets the communication and attention they need. So they keep going over and over things again. They talk to every party in that social setting that needs to hear that. They don't assume things, but they keep the communication going. They communicate verbally. They communicate through messages, emails, whatever it takes to get the information across, to make sure that everybody is on the same platform with them, on the same subject, in the same direction. These things are very important if they want to influence people, if they want to take people on this journey. So, think of people in your life who have influenced you. Think of those people who you follow, people you listen to, people who inspire you. And try to become a person like that. Try to become a person of influence, a person who inspires, who builds other people up, who is there to bring them to a higher place, to a higher level, to a person who brings them on a mission and on a vision together. This vision is not just about you. Bring other people in, and the more people you have in your vision, the greater your chances of achieving that vision. And people will buy into that vision. Don't use people. Don't manipulate people. Don't persuade people just for your own gain. Bring people in the experience, bring people in the rewards as well, bring people into the whole process and have them contribute to it, but have them being rewarded for it as well. And that's what a good influential person does. Now there's an application there at the bottom of the show notes. Write down one way you can develop your influence for each of the 7 characteristics of influential people. So look at these 7 things that I've listed here, these characteristics or traits of highly influential people, and think, what can I apply? What can I do? What can I develop in each of these characteristics to grow my influence and my ability to influence people? Remember the 7? Vision. Number 2, clarity and consistency. Number 3, listening. Number 4, keeping cool. Number 5, adapting. Number 6, ease. And number 7, keeping communication going. What can I do? How can I develop? In what way can I develop some of these in my life? In fact, each one of them in my life to become an influential person in my relationships. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Very precise, very succinct today as we move into relationship management. Hope that really impacts you and influences you in a positive way. You run with it. If you love this content, please share it, distribute it, give us likes, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, only if you genuinely believe that this content is worth 5 stars. So do share it for the good, and we look forward to seeing you next week at episode 41. This is a bit of clarity. I'm Natanael Costea. I'm Dr. Natanael Costea, and I thank you so much for joining me on this journey of clarity through emotional and spiritual awareness. If you feel blessed by this presentation, please subscribe, rate, comment, and share it wherever you're enjoying it. And until next time, this was a bit of clarity.